Happy 2023. This is the first video of the new year. It's actually New Year's Eve for us today. We are about to make a little brunch. We have some breakfast burritos. Today we want to do just like a little recap of 2022 and just make some like goals for the upcoming year. I think I might go shopping with friends. We just have a couple things planned. So I'm super excited for the day as we bring in the new year. You want to say hi?
Hi.
I think Keegan and I are just going to kind of spend New Year's Eve tonight together. We don't really have anything crazy planned, but yeah, it should be a fun day. Okay, I'm actually going to go ahead and head into town for just a couple of hours, and I'm gonna walk around in some little shops. It's gonna be super cute and meet a couple of friends. I'll probably be gone for just a little bit, and then I'm gonna come home, and Keegan and I are gonna do, well, I don't know, I might do a little bit of cleaning first, and then we'll do our little year-end review, do some goals, so it'll be fun. But let's go ahead and go to town. And I am back. I got just a couple little things. I got like a little candy box at the candy store to give to my cousin who's in the hospital, so just a little gift. And then I got this cute little tiny plant for myself. It's just like really tiny and cute. I think it's called a polka dot plant, but I'm very excited. I'm gonna put it on my windowsill. Okay, I'm gonna set like a 30-minute timer or something for myself just to pick up a little bit so I feel like my brain is a little bit refreshed, and then we will get started on our little year-end recap and everything. So I will catch you guys in a few minutes. Alright, so we are ready to do a little recap of 2022. I have Keegan here with me, and we're just gonna do a little bit of reflecting on the past year, what all has happened. It's been a pretty good year, I would say, but I feel like 2021 was a lot more like eventful for us. Obviously, we got married, a lot more things like happened, but I feel like this year a lot of little things have happened, and it's been us like adjusting to married life.
I would say that's probably true.
One big thing that happened for me in February was that I started my YouTube channel. That was on my bucket list for a long time, since I was like a young teenager and discovered YouTube. And yeah, Keegan got me a camera for Christmas and kind of encouraged me to do it, and I'm super glad that I did. It's been really fun, and it's really pushed me out of my comfort zone and given me a fun creative outlet. So I'm super excited to see where that takes me this upcoming year. That was super exciting. And I also put down that I got my bangs cut, which is really not a big deal.
It was crazy. But probably one of the bigger things that's happened for me this year.
Yes, it was a pretty big deal for me because I've like not done a lot of things that are out of my comfort zone, really. That was kind of a big deal. Probably only for me, but that was a big deal in my life.
And also, something that happened this summer, not quite as big as her getting her bangs cut. I got a new job, and it came on the heels of me wanting to go back to school and going and doing graphic design, but then I called around and got an interview for a job at a cabinet making shop. And then I decided to do that instead of going back to school for graphic design.
I feel like we did talk a little bit in some of my past videos about you wanting to be a graphic designer and going to school, but you also have always loved woodworking, and then a job in that career path kind of came up.
Fell into my lap.
That was kind of an exciting thing that happened with you. Something that I haven't talked about on this channel at all was kind of our house hunting journey, which we started last spring, summertime, and we've just been kind of looking for houses. And in August, actually, we were under contract for a house, and it ended up falling through for us.
Very sad.
Yes, it was kind of hard. We put a lot of
Emotional and mental and creative energy into the fact that we were going to buy a house because we were in contract with it.
Yeah,
we
and
were
money.
Past almost all of the things that would have normally meant we wouldn't buy the house, and then it just fell through.
Yeah, but I feel like it was a really good learning experience for us, and looking back now, it probably wasn't the house that the Lord had for us, and I think that there's something better. So I'm super excited to see what that will be. I'm excited about the upcoming year with the whole housing situation. I'm hoping by the end of the year we have a house, but
It would be nice.
we will see what God's plan is for that. But that was kind of a big thing, like in our personal lives, just going through the disappointment and putting a lot into kind of that dream with that specific house. But the Lord has something else, and we'll see what that is. So we took a lot of trips this year.
Which means it was a great year, because trips make great years.
Yes. I hope that we can do a lot of traveling this upcoming year too. We don't have as many things planned, but we will see what happens.
But we're going to make some plans.
Yes. In January last year, we went to Florida together, which was like our first little vacation after.
That was actually your first practice vlog.
That's true. I made a little practice vlog. I never posted it.
Comment down below if you want her to release it. For
No.
embarrassing.
I probably never will release it, but it was a good starter practice vlog, just kind of playing around, seeing how I liked it, and obviously I kind of fell in love, but had a lot to learn. I still have so much to learn, but that was fun. I forgot about that. In like March, I went to California. It was one of my first times for a longer period of time to be without Keegan. Like not quite a week. It was really sad to be apart from you, but it was a really, really fun trip for me, just with family and everything. We went to Colorado with your family.
For my grandparents' 50th anniversary.
Have a vlog about that one.
It was awesome. First time driving a Razor, wasn't it? Because you drove for a little bit.
It was my first time. We went to Michigan, another vlog with my family, and we were like by the lake. That was super fun.
My glasses.
Yes, Keegan lost his glasses. And probably my favorite was when we went to Washington State for our anniversary. That's also probably my favorite vlog that I've made. I don't know. It was just a really special memory. It was a really fun video.
It's a great vlog, and it's something we will cherish always.
Yes.
We'll always look back at that video. Probably show it to our kids.
The last thing that I had down was that a couple of my best friends got married, so that was a really special time. It's always really fun to be able to be in my friends' weddings. They were both just really special days. And that is about all that I have for the recap of 2022. It was a good year. It was our first year of marriage together, and
we crushed it.
it was a really fun year. I have loved married life with you, so that's good. Okay, moving on to some of the goals that we have for 2023. Did you have any New Year's resolutions last year?
Yeah, and I failed both of them.
What were they?
Well, the only two I remember were I wanted to be able to do 100 push-ups without stopping.
Wow.
And what was the other one?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it was something like I wanted to memorize 100 Bible verses, which I didn't realize was one verse every 3 days, 3 or 4 days.
That is
because
a lot.
I didn't do the math. So this year we're going 50 verses, so it's one every week, which I feel like I can do.
Did you memorize any scripture?
I did memorize some scripture, but it definitely wasn't 100 verses.
Yeah,
I think I probably memorized about 20 verses.
I think it's important to like make tangible goals. The goal that I made, I only remember making one New Year's resolution last year, and that was to read one book every month. And
How many books did you read this whole year?
I did not get through January.
Have you read any books this year?
I've listened to a lot of books.
How many?
I don't know, but I've listened to probably like under 10. Somewhere between 5 and 10 books, I would say. Reading an entire book, does a book of a Bible count?
Oh, that's a good point.
I've read several books of the Bible. This year, I did not make just a ton of goals because I want them to be tangible and I want to follow through with them. Hopefully, maybe sharing it on camera will kind of help with that. But yeah, and then hopefully next year we can kind of look back and see the progress, see where we are with those goals. So, do you have some goals too to share?
Yes. I want to upgrade my Clash of Clans Town Hall to level 12.
Same.
No, I have 4 categories
Ooh.
of things that I want to get better at. Well, they're just kind of the four big categories in my life: spiritual, health, marriage, and my brain.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, so why don't you start with giving us all of your brain exercising goals?
Go through Algebra 1, learn Spanish on Duolingo, or at least go through the whole course.
Okay.
And the last one is one that I probably won't do, but it's cut out everything but my text messaging and calling on my phone.
Wow.
Because that would be good for my brain.
That's a bold move. I will tell you a couple of my goals and then we'll get back to maybe hearing your spiritual goals. So, my first goal is to start journaling. This is something I've kind of done off and on in my life. When I was younger, I have like a childhood journal, a couple childhood journals. They're so fun to look at, kind of, but they're also, I don't know. You definitely see how much you've grown.
Embarrassing things you've done.
Yeah.
Or thought.
There's a lot. But they're very fun to look back on. And then in my teenage years, I had a couple prayer journals, and those are super special to me too. And I think that that was really good for me. And I can look back on those and kind of see where I've grown, the things that I prayed, and how like the Lord has answered those prayers. But the past couple of years, I really haven't been journaling. So I want to get back into that. And I think I'm going to do kind of just a daily journal of like what I'm doing, but also maybe incorporating some prayers into that. And I also want to incorporate writing some things that I'm grateful for. I know in my last video, if you watched it, I kind of talked about where I am with that and kind of trying to focus on gratefulness and contentment with where I'm at and being intentionally grateful every day. So I think writing down a few things that I feel like the Lord is blessing me with is a good way to do that. So I want to do that in my journals starting tomorrow. I don't know that I'm gonna like force myself or try to journal every single day, but I want to at least be journaling a few times a week. Tell me a little bit about some of your spiritual goals.
So like I said earlier, one of them was, these are really basic and they're kind of a continuation of last year. Read the Bible every day, which is pretty basic spiritual thing for a Christian to do, and memorize 50 verses. I just want to model having a disciplined life pretty well, so I'll probably be thinking about some other ones that I can add. Just some other spiritual disciplines like fasting.
Okay, so scripture memorization and spiritual disciplines. That actually made me think, I didn't write this one down, but a goal that should not be hard for me to do, but I still want to maybe put it down, is to finish reading through the entire Bible. I've actually been working on that. That was actually one of my goals last year. I've been in a plan for the past, it's getting close to 2 years, a 1-year plan that I've been working through, but I'm getting closer to being done. I am still in the Old Testament, but I think that it should be easy for me to get this done this year. So I'm very excited, not like to be done with this plan, but
kind of to be done with this plan.
Kind of. I'm ready to say that I did it and kind of to move on to something different. I've told Keegan I've been kind of struggling through some of the Old Testament, kind of depending on the chapter, but it's also been good for me and good to see God's character even in some of the rougher chapters. What was your health goal?
My health goal was, again, we're going to try this again this year, is be able to do 100 push-ups without stopping, and I want to run a half marathon, which is something that I said that I was going to do middle of last year, and then I started training for it, and then we got busy with other things and I didn't end up doing, whereas my 2 other friends who said they were going to do it actually finished it. So, I'd like to do that this year. Who knows? Maybe I'll run a half marathon and be like, you know what? I'm just going to keep running and do a full one. We'll see.
Who knows? Maybe I'll join you.
That would be crazy.
That would be. I want to run, but I'm not going to make a New Year's resolution of that. But I have some running shoes, and so after I have running shoes, I'm going to want to run, right? Like that's just...
Because it's cute.
Yeah. then I'll be cute and comfortable running. So it's gonna be a game changer. So my next goal is to invite 5 new people into our home. I think I kind of want to push myself to be more hospitable to not just my super close friends. It's super easy for me to have my super close friends over, and I sometimes have a hard time talking to new people or being hospitable, I guess, with new people, but it's something that I want to do, but I don't always put in the effort. So I decided to make a number for that. 5 new people. Doesn't really sound like that many people, but who knows, maybe next year I'll say 10. See who God kind of puts on our hearts to have over for a meal or a game night or something like that. What is your marriage goal? What are we gonna do?
I kind of have to get you to sign off on them. Well, I guess one of them isn't more for me, but one of them is read 4 books together. I'd like to get into reading together before we go to bed instead of watching something.
Yeah, that would be a good habit.
And the other one is go somewhere that I'm scared of going, because I am a fairly fearful person for the most part, and sometimes I'm not as adventurous as I wish I was. So I'd like to go to a place that I'm kind of uncomfortable with and get out of my comfort zone, because, again, modeling those spiritual disciplines and modeling being a good Christian is something that I want to make a habit of now, so that when we have kids, I'm already modeling that.
So does that mean that we get to go out of country?
Yes. Oh, definitely. Multiple times.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm all for that. So the last section is going to be some YouTube goals. I don't really want to make like a subscriber count goal or a view count goal right now, just because I feel like that's something that's pretty out of my control. And I'm still a very small, very new YouTuber, and I still don't know what a realistic standard is, I guess. I definitely want to see growth in the upcoming year, but I decided not to like put a number to that, but decide to work on the things that I can control and ways that I can do better that will hopefully pay off with growing my YouTube channel. So one is to take some video and editing classes. We have Skillshare, we have YouTube, so we can do that. And I have so much to learn, I just kind of have to take the time to take a class to learn how to use my camera better, how to use my editing software better, because I really want to produce higher quality videos, but I just don't know how. So that's one thing that I want to do. And the second one is to do better at content planning for each individual video, just kind of planning it out a little bit better, having more of a overall plan for the video instead of just sometimes I pick up my camera and I just have no plan and I don't know what I'm doing with my day, and that can be kind of stressful because I want to make it worth watching. But with that, I still want to have very natural, very organic videos. I don't want them to feel super staged, just kind of day-to-day life, real life, but also have a little bit of structure to them. And I want to make a content plan on a calendar, just so I know with the upcoming month what each video is going to be and when I'm going to film it, just so that I don't feel like I need to quick think of a video idea that week or even like the day before. And I think that that will help me feel more organized with everything. So thank you all so much for supporting my YouTube channel the past year, whether you subscribed at the beginning or you found me later on. I really appreciate it. It's been fun and I love reading everyone's comments. I'm super excited for the next year, and that is all of the goals that I have. Did you have another section?
Nope.
That's it.
That was it. Yes, ma'am.
I think that I'm going to cut the video off here just so we can enjoy our little New Year's together. Bring in the new year. I'm really excited to see what the Lord has for us with this new year. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.